Peter sits down with writer-director Duncan Jones. We take a look back at the best of Star Wars Day and much, much more. Now, from the Lucasfilm headquarters, it's the Star Wars Show.
Hello, I'm Peter Townley.
And I'm Andy Gutierrez. Welcome to episode 1 of the Star Wars Show.
Which means it'll probably be divisive, but everyone's going to love it by the 4th episode. Hopefully.
Every week we'll be discussing all things Star Wars, from the latest happenings across the franchise to fan events you couldn't make it to and geeking out with celebrities on our couch.
Taking a look at Star Wars' past, looking into its future. We're doing it all, and in a way no other show can, because we are inside the heart of Lucasfilm, where Star Wars is actually being made right now.
Like on the other side of this wall. We're that close.
Hey! I can't make it if you keep talking!
Sorry, Dave.
Plus, the Star Wars show is made for the internet, so it's super short.
Because we have short attention spans. Hey, look, news!
Last Wednesday was May the 4th, and there was a ton of awesome Star Wars Day news and fan celebrations that went along with it.
Oh yeah. Like this video of the President and First Lady dropping it like it's Hoth with R2-D2 and a pair of First Order Stormtroopers, or this picture of Mark Zuckerberg in a team meeting with some familiar faces.
And let's not forget about those incredible fan videos.
Frank Howarth created a Death Star made completely out of bamboo, and the Brotherhood Workshop posted this jaw-dropping shot-for-shot recreation of the Rogue One trailer, done completely in Lego.
Additionally, Star Wars Celebration Orlando was announced, taking place April 13th through the 17th, 2017. And speaking of celebration, Celebration Europe is just 2 months away, which brings us to a tiny bit of breaking news.
We are very excited to announce that Kathleen Kennedy and Gareth Edwards are kicking off the massive fan gathering with a Rogue One panel on July 15th. I cannot wait for that. The cape game in that movie is strong. Head to StarWarsCelebration.com for more details.
Also, on behalf of Lucasfilm, we want to thank all of the fans who donated to the latest Force for Change campaign. Because of you, we've raised over $2.2 million for UNICEF, the Boys and Girls Club of America, American Red Cross, and the Make-A-Wish Foundation. Seriously, thank you.
Yeah. Finally, last week you might have seen Lin-Manuel Miranda and J.J. Abrams performing their song Jabba Flow from The Force Awakens during the daily Ham for Ham Hamilton ticket giveaway. And while we don't have the budget to give away Hamilton tickets here, we did manage to get our hands on some never-before-seen footage from Maz's castle as a consolation prize. Enjoy!
Jabba, 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 Jabba.
I'm here with the writer-director of Moon and coming soon Warcraft, Duncan Jones. Duncan, thank you very much for coming on the show.
It's very exciting to be here.
This used to be a copy room.
Really?
Yeah. Look at us now.
And now it's this spectacle.
Yes.
And I love your theme music.
Oh. So hey, you're a big video gamer, right?
I am, yeah.
Were you playing games young on the arcade cabinets or home systems, or how did you kind of get into it?
I guess started off on the Atari and then moved on to something called the Commodore 64. Then the Amiga 386, 66, 486, 66, and then stayed on PCs. Not so much into console games, but no, I'm a gamer a long time.
How has your experience as a gamer affected you as a filmmaker?
I kind of managed to sneak a few things in along the way. I did a film called Source Code where there was kind of an opportunity to do this kind of stunt, and we were talking about how we wanted to do it, and I was like referencing GTA. I was like, wouldn't it be great if it was like when you jump out of a car that's moving in GTA and the camera kind of just rotates around the person while they're kind of rolling across the floor?
Yeah.
And we ended up actually doing this great stunt that we kind of had a very unique visual aspect to it. And then obviously Warcraft is based on games, so there's a couple of little callbacks to the old isometric view from real-time strategy games and things like that.
One of the things I really liked about that Lion's Pride video that came out shortly ago is there was a poster there referring to the kobolds and the Jasper Lode mine.
Yeah.
It's a quest that's in Warcraft.
Yeah.
Can we expect a lot of Easter eggs like that?
Tons.
Great.
There's a lot. A lot of the people who were involved in what we did were fans and players of the game. So, you know, we all kept each other honest and we all kept each other pushing as much as we could of extra little goodies and Easter eggs into the background of shots and just making it as rich and as full as we could. The idea is to make a film that everyone can appreciate, almost like a Pixar movie where you make a film that works for the kids and then also for the adults. You're kind of trying to make a movie which works for people who know nothing about Warcraft and at the same time also have a whole layer of extra detail that audience might not appreciate, but our fan base audience will really appreciate.
I've read that when you were a kid, you started filmmaking using an 8mm and doing stop motion with Star Wars toys and Smurf toys.
Yeah, absolutely. My dad showed me how to use an 8mm camera for one-stop animation. And no, I would just like go out in the yard and I'd sort of build these landscapes and I'd use my Star Wars figures and come up with sort of almost like old silent films. I'd have little cards that would pop up with dialogue and then the Star Wars figures would move around. But Star Wars was huge to me growing up. And back in the old days, they had Sony U-Matics, which were basically these gigantic cassette tapes.
That was before
VHS.
That was before Betamax.
Before Betamax, before VHS. And when I was a kid, we had 2 of those that had Star Wars 4, the first one, New Hope, on it. So I had a copy of that. I had a pirate copy of that on Sony U-Matic. So my friends from school, they used to come around to my house and we would watch this beaten up old U-Matic of Star Wars, and that was kind of like a big treat for us.
Thank you so much for being on the show.
Really nice
Duncan.
talking to you.
I really appreciate it. Be sure to check out Warcraft, coming to theaters on June 10th.
Hey everyone, Caitlin here, and I'm at UCSF Benioff Children's Hospital. We're about to bring a little bit of Star Wars to the kids inside. Let's go. Michael, tell me a little bit about what we're doing here today.
We're celebrating this incredible event, May the 4th be with you, making sure that hospitalized children feel strong and powerful, feeling the Force.
I want you to hold your lightsabers center.
We want children to not only have knowledge, but we also want all sorts of play and creative opportunities. So, Jedi training, that's perfect.
I'm here with Colton, and he just went through the Force Training Academy.
You can actually use the Force in lightsaber battles.
We do have some fun characters. We have Darth Vader, we have some stormtroopers, R2-D2. What kind of noise does R2-D2 make?
Whoa!
It's important to bring smiles to these kids' faces, and that's exactly what we did today with the power of the Force.
The Star Wars Show presents Everything is Important. This week, Kidster. Limited to 83 seconds of screen time, most of which his hands were glued to a pod racer before Qui-Gon forcibly removed them, Kidster was the awkward high-fiving best friend of Anakin Skywalker. Without Kidster, Anakin might have never left Tatooine, secretly married Padme, been the father of Luke and Leia, and the grandfather of Kylo Ren. Because without Kidster, there is no Darth Vader. And without Kidster, Star Wars would have never had this phrase.
This is so wizard.
Wizard indeed, Kidster.
Who knew Kidster was so important?
Right? And yet he still doesn't have a toy. Ben Quadraneros has a toy.
Wilro Hood has a toy.
Joe Costa-New has a toy. She's a librarian.
A crime, I tells you. A crime. But what a way to end the show, right?
Oh, it's over.
For this week it is. But we are just getting started.
Oh!
Ooh.
Look who it is.
That's right. I almost forgot to tell you. We just got a mouse droid here at the Star Wars show, but it doesn't have a name yet because mousing a droid face just wasn't acceptable.
Paint's not dry yet.
Don't kiss it on the mouth.
So that's why we're asking you guys to help us name the mouse droid.
Send your suggestion to @StarWars on Twitter using the hashtag Star Wars Show, or leave it in the comments below.
And keep checking back all week because we're going to be posting more extended Star Wars Show content from this episode on all of our social channels and on StarWars.com, where it's all Star Wars all the time.
Thanks again, and may the Force be with you.
We have a mission for you. A major weapons test.